Legend of Total War here, with another Saving Your Disaster campaigns, and today we've got something different, and there's a few things I want to cover. So obviously it's not really a disaster campaign, because, you know, they've still got loads and loads of settlements. Here's the thing about this particular one. This is more like a save my disaster situation at Antioch only. So we are just going to lift the siege at Antioch, and that is all. And it gives me an opportunity to talk to you guys about some other things and show you a little trick about how to repel the Timurids in Medieval 2. A lot of people think that, you know, the Timurids are the ultimate challenge in Medieval 2. Really, the Mongols are, because the thing is, you get plenty of time to prepare for the Timurids, and unless you're really, really slow at the campaign, you should be. They're really not that much more difficult. The only thing they come with that the Mongols don't are elephants, and the elephants, while they are good, by the time you're into the 14th century, you should be able to repel them. Now, specifically, cannon towers. If you want to really repel, if you have a faction that has territory in the east, when it's starting to approach, 14th century, 15th century, well, you know, they arrive in the 14th century. Get your settlements to huge city, build those cannon towers, okay? And I'll show you why. Anyway, so I'm going to get into the battle, and while the battle's going on, I want to talk a little bit about, disaster campaigns in general. I want to reiterate a few things and clarify a few things so that we can make this campaign run smoothly. Now, I'm well aware that this is not what most of you want. This is not what I asked for either. But every now and again, I'll make an exception, just so I can, make a point so that we can keep this campaign running smoothly. Because it is actually, it's a little bit difficult to manage sometimes. I'm getting so many emails, which I'm not complaining about, don't get me wrong. I appreciate every email that's sent to me that's, got the saving disaster tag. I really do. I don't want to seem like I'm snapping at anyone. But there are certain things that needs to be, that you guys need to know about in order for this campaign, so that you guys know when you should send me something and when you shouldn't. Okay, so for example, this situation here, I'm doing this now, but if I get another one like this, I'm not going to do it. I'm only doing it right now because I just went through a string of emails that basically totally missed the point of what the saving disaster was. And I don't want to name names, and I don't want to name examples, but I just want to give you ideas of things that please don't send me these things. And I understand that everybody's attached to their campaigns. They think that their campaign is so epic or the most interesting thing ever. But chances are it's not that interesting, because I've already read a lot of the comments on other videos, and none of these campaigns, the disaster campaigns, are my original campaigns. And whilst I've enjoyed each and every one of them to varying degrees, you guys haven't loved all of them equally, and there have been some that are loved more than others. Overall, of course, I do recognize that you guys have shown an overwhelming support for these videos, and I'm really glad that you're enjoying them. And I'm doing the best I can to make sure that each and every one of these, I'm at the top of my game, and that it's as entertaining as possible for you guys, because the views have just been amazing. The number of subscribers has been amazing. Everything has been great, and has really helped my mental health. If we go back, 6 months, I was in a pretty shitty state. I was really bitter, and things weren't going well for me, on the YouTube side of things. And things now are, it's completely different, and we just need to keep things going that way. Anyway, so I just want to re-clarify exactly when you should be sending me a disaster save and when you shouldn't. So you do need to be approaching defeat, okay? You need to have 1 or 2 settlements left, and you need to be broke you don't have to be broke, but it needs to be a really, really shitty situation. You know, make a judgment call. You know, if you've got 5 settlements, but you're like $500,000 in debt, that's a disaster. I'll get you out of that. You know, or if you've got 1 settlement left and no army, but you've got 20 grand in the bank, you know, that's a disaster. I'll get you out of that. You know, I'll make judgment calls on these things. And then the games that you should send me. Obviously, there's so many different Total War games, and there's so many different mods. And the thing that you guys need to understand is that I do get shitloads of emails from you guys, which is great. I can't do this series without you. If it wasn't for you guys sending me save files, I'd have to fabricate these disasters myself, and that I don't think would be as good, because it would stink of fakeness. And if there's one thing I don't want on this channel, it's fake shit. It's just a pure logistics thing. I'm one person. You're not the only person that's going to be sending me save files. I'm looking at my emails on my other monitor right now. I've got 73 unopened emails, okay? And by the time I finish this one, I'll probably have a 74th. This number has been going up every single day. About a week ago, I had 50 unopened emails. It just keeps piling up. I'm releasing one of these every single day, and I'm pre-recording a few ahead of time as well. You know, if I was to accept every single disaster save file and do it, I would never get through this list, and people who have legitimately disasters that need fixing so that they can finish their campaign, they end up having to wait 3 to 4 weeks for me to get back to them. You know, in place of campaigns like this, which does not need my assistance, really. Even though he may or may not lose Antioch, it's not the end of his campaign. I have full confidence that whoever's, you know, done this campaign can finish it without me. There's no doubt in my mind. They don't need my help. So I want to be receiving save files from people who need my help, who are about to lose the campaign, who have an attachment to their campaign and want to continue it. That's the main thing. Now, of course, we're going to get fudges every now and again, like the France campaign, where people want to, you know, just say, hey, that's mine, and good job, you tricked me, you know, in that sort of situation. But that's what I'm here to do. I'm actually here to help people. This is, you know, I want to save people from their defeat so they can continue their campaigns, and then, you know, hopefully learn from their mistakes, because they can watch the video and then see, oh, that's how I got out of it. I'll try to emulate that in future, and they'll get better at the campaign, sort of thing. Alright, let's get started with this. Now,
brings more men to the battle.
Here's the thing about cannon towers. The AI doesn't really detect that you've got cannon towers, and they'll stand within range of them, because you know, the cannons have really long range, and so they'll, yeah, you can start hear the cannons now. They'll start shooting at it. So we just let that go on for a little while, and while that's going on, it gives me a chance to chat with you guys. I'll go put the camera near here so that we can watch them as they all fucking die. It's a shame it's foggy weather. Can't get a nice pretty picture out of it. Anyway, so I want to now mention exactly which Total War games that you can send it to me, and which, at this stage at least, I'm not accepting. So, Medieval 1 and Shogun 1. I'm not accepting save files from those. That being said, nobody's sent me any save files from Shogun 1 or Medieval 1. Now, the reason for me not accepting them is not because I don't like the game. It's because I actually do like the game. It's because I have recording issues with Shogun 1 and Medieval 1. The campaigns in the past that I have recorded for those games have been a logistics fucking nightmare. And the thing is, that was when, at least at those times, I was able to use more YouTube resources, specifically the YouTube video editor, because most of the time when I recorded, say, a Shogun 1 campaign, I would record a video, record for an hour, and it would break the video up into like 20 fucking bits, you know, and I would have to piece it back together. Now, whilst I can do it here, you see where I'm going with it. It's a lot of effort for a video that's going to get 2,000 views, sort of thing. So that's why I don't do Shogun 1 or Medieval 1 videos anymore. You know, not to mention Medieval 1, it just crashes constantly. It's just a logistics nightmare. So, for those reasons alone, I can't really play those games anymore, just because it just keeps crashing all the time. Anyway, Rome Total War. Love Rome Total War, one of my favorite games of all time.
Him nothing. The siege tower is destroyed.
Also, let me just... If we move this guy out here, it should activate these guys and have them chase us a little bit. So, Rome Total War Vanilla, Rome Total War Barbarian Invasion, happy to accept any legitimate disaster saves that you guys send at me. Now, Rome Total War Alexander, I don't want any save files for, because that is a very different type of campaign, and really, the Persians are very passive in that campaign. You shouldn't really ever get to a point where you're going to lose your final settlement. That is a blitz campaign. If you're running out of time, it's like, I'm not here to win the campaign for you, and that's what I feel like with Rome Total War Alexander. If you send me a save file for it, it's like I'm trying to help you win the campaign. No, this series is purely me to get people out of the shit. And in Rome Total War Alexander, there's never a point where you're in the shit. You're just simply running out of time. So, yeah, I don't really want any Rome Total War Alexander campaign saves. Nobody's sent me any at this stage here. I'm just saying that I don't want it. Okay, they're not actually coming out this way. I'll have to come over here a bit then. As for, like, Darth Mod for Rome Total War, the reason why I don't want to accept it, because the thing is, at first I was going to accept it, but then I got a few, and it was just a fucking logistics nightmare, right? Because I get vanilla save files, right, and Darth Mod saves. And every single time I get a different save file, I have to uninstall the bloody game and reinstall Darth Mod. And I'm just like, okay, this is wasting so much of my data doing this, and I just don't want to do that. So it's just a logistics thing. Darth Mod's not exactly any more difficult than vanilla, but I don't want to have to keep reinstalling the game, so that's why I don't want Darth Mod. As for like Europa Barbarorum, it should be self-explanatory. The battles take fucking forever. I don't want to spend 10 hours on one particular save file, saving an EB campaign that's, you know, probably deliberate. So no mods for Rome Total War, because they just slow the campaign so much and the battles by so much. So Medieval 2. Happy to have any of the Medieval 2 vanilla campaigns or Kingdoms campaigns. So,
they lose their will to fight.
You know, Medieval 2 vanilla like this. Americas, Teutonics, Britannia campaign, and Crusades campaign. Send me anything you want of those, as long as it's legitimate disasters. Stainless Steel 6.4 is the only mod that I'll accept, and the reason for that is because I've got a lot of experience with Stainless Steel 6.4, and I feel that it doesn't slow the game down so much that it's like that it would take me 10 episodes to fix anything. So that is the only reason why I do accept Stainless Steel 6.4. However, the cutoff would be if you send me anything that's enabled Biggs Grim Realism, I won't accept it, because that fucking slows things down by just by a monstrous amount. I actually really don't enjoy Biggs Grim Realism. It makes the game very irritating for me. So nobody sent me anything with Biggs Grim Realism submod, but yeah, just that is the point. What's next? Empire Total War. I don't want any Empire Total War save files. I've mentioned it many times that I don't like Empire Total War. I don't think it's a good Total War game. I actually think it's the worst Total War game ever made. It's a buggy mess. And here's the thing, I was actually going to record another Empire Total War campaign recently. I was going to play as Austria. I recorded a few episodes. I even played it on Darth Mod. And I trashed the campaign because I just did not enjoy it. I was 6 episodes into it. I was doing just fine. I was doing well. I'd already defeated Prussia. And I was just like, 6 episodes in, I'm like, this is trash. I just don't enjoy this. So I just trashed the campaign. So basically, I don't want to play Empire Total War. Now, Napoleon Total War, much the same thing, except whilst I can recognize that Napoleon Total War is better and is not quite as buggy as Empire Total War, I still don't enjoy Napoleon Total War, and I'm also not as good at Napoleon Total War. And so I just don't want to do it. Just pure and simple. I get enough of the other save files that I don't have to do every single Total War game. And that's... I don't think I need any further explanation from that. I'm just don't really want to do Napoleon. Shogun 2. Happy to do any Shogun 2 unmodded campaigns, whether that be the Senkoku Jidai campaign, or Rise of the Samurai, or Fall of the Samurai. I know there's 1 or 2 save files in my inbox that are Fall of the Samurai, and I just haven't got to them yet. I don't know if they're legitimate, like, good enough save files to do, because some people have been asking about doing a Fall of the Samurai one, but I'm doing these in chronological order, first come, first served. So that's how it's going at the moment. So if you send me one today, it could take me 3 or 4 weeks in order to get to it. So you know, if you've got a disaster save file you want to send in, you know, send it in now, because it could take me a while to get to it. But yeah, any Shogun 2 one, happy to do. I really enjoyed the... Oh, hang on, I gotta pause the recording for a moment. I'm getting a phone call. I'll be right back. Okay, where was I? Alright, so it's, like I said, any Shogun 2 campaign, that's fine. Rome 2, happy to do any of the Rome 2 campaigns, but I don't want any mods. So I don't want Divided Impera. I know Divided Impera is a very popular mod at the moment, and I actually really enjoy Divided Impera. I think it's a very good mod. But here's the thing about it, it's very slow paced. The battles are huge, because every settlement's got a huge garrison, and it's very slow paced. So what's going on here? Oh, they're actually trying to knock this through this. Which just means that it takes a long time to get anything done. In addition to that, I think the main reason people enjoy Divided Impera is the battles. And the thing about that is, I tend to auto-resolve a lot of battles in Divided Impera, because I'm just not interested in fighting hour-long battles for some crappy settlement. So, yeah, I don't want a Divided Impera campaigns. But any other Rome 2 campaign disasters you want to send me, go right ahead. Total War Attila, much in the same way. Happy to get some Total War Attila campaign saves, even though I don't like Total War Attila, for the most part. I think I'm actually pretty good at Total War Attila, you know, for the most part. So I'm happy to get a save or 2 of that. Not too many people are sending me save files for Total War Attila, so, you know, 1 in a blue moon, it'll be fine. But if I'm getting like all Total War Attila, I'll be like, slow it down. I'm getting a bit sick of this. Total War Warhammer. So Total War Warhammer 1, I don't want any save files for it, because I can sort of consider Total War Warhammer 1 to be completely outdated. Warhammer 2 is just so much better than Warhammer 1, I think. So I just don't want to waste time on a game that's massively outdated. That's my personal opinion of Warhammer 1. Happy to get any Warhammer 2 campaign, just please don't send me any mods. So it has to be vanilla if you want me to do Warhammer 2. Which means no SFO either. And that's it. Oh right, Thrones of Britannia, the ugly cousin of Total War. I don't own Thrones of Britannia. I'm not going to buy Thrones of Britannia until Thrones of Britannia is actually worth purchasing. So yeah, I mean, you can send me the save file if you want, but I'll just tell you I don't own it. So I can't play the game until I own it. And I've had a few of you guys offer to purchase it for me. And look, I can afford Thrones of Britannia. I don't buy it because I know I'm not going to play it. It's pure and simple. I played a little bit of it from a restricted early access that I got from... Oh, sorry, a limited early access I got from CA, and I didn't like it at all. So I don't want to have a game where I'm just sitting there complaining the entire time about all the problems in it. You know, I'm keeping tabs on Thrones of Britannia, and when it is good enough, I will purchase it. But that is not for a long time. That game is in no shape to be considered a good Total War, in my opinion. And of course, some people will be like, I like Thrones of Britannia. Okay, that's great. No game is hated universally, but I don't like Thrones of Britannia, so I don't want to. I'm not going to accept save files. So anyway, I hope that clarifies things. It's not me trying to tell you guys off. It's just like, I need your help with this campaign, with this series. But we got to set some ground rules, or else things will go completely off the rails. So I hope that clarifies things. That's all. Because I don't want to be rejecting emails left, right, and center. And if I'm clear with you guys about what I want, it'll save me a lot of time. And if it saves me time, so that I'm not spending, you know, half an hour going through my emails before I can even get to one save file, I can get through more of these save files. So yeah. Because like I said, I'm trying to do my best with this campaign, with this stuff. You guys have earned it. You're throwing the likes, you're throwing the comments, you're throwing heaps of support. The least I can do is put in 100% effort, and that's what I'm trying to do here. Alright, so this isn't even the main army here. That's the reinforcing army. It's good to see they're standing in position now. Over here, these guys are... okay. Yeah, they're still getting shot. So what you gotta do every now and again, if you want to do it this way, obviously this way is not for everyone, you just poke your general's head out every now and again to make them come a little bit closer. Now the reason why I'm not shooting is because we're probably not going to finish them off this way unless they actually hightail it out of there, which they're probably not going to do. So when we've got them down to like 80% casualties, we'll get off the wall and finish the job. Now you could sit there and technically wait to kill them down to the last man.
Only half the enemy force remains. We must pray they lose their will to fight.
But it's just a matter of how patient you are. Now, I'm actually on a bit of a time. One of the other reasons why I chose to do this one is that I didn't actually have time to do to record a disaster campaign at this point in time. I was just going through my emails, like trying to find the next one, because I've got an appointment in like 40 minutes. But I'm just like, oh, this is great. No, it's not really great, but I can get this done in like 40 minutes. I got my, I got it's essentially a disaster campaign, sort of, and an update video, and I can be efficient with my time. So, given any other time, I would have just passed this up. So if I had gotten to this email yesterday, I would have been like, nah, not doing it. So this is not what I asked for. And I'll be honest, I don't personally think you guys are going to enjoy the tactics of this battle. I know a lot of people are aware of this, of the overpoweredness of cannon towers, and I know a lot of people aren't as well. I'm sure some people would want me to actually fight it legit, but this isn't what I asked for. Like I said, it's not what I asked for. So I got something that I didn't ask for, so I'm gonna do it the way that that wasn't expected. Oh, another thing as well, like, don't send me a save file, right, and be like, oh, I'm playing this campaign in such a certain way. I'm role-playing in that I restrict my recruitment to blah, 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 blah. No, look, if you send it to me, you've failed your whatever challenge you're doing, okay? I'm not going to play by your rules, I'm going to play by my rules. And my rules are everyone dies, okay? Everyone that gets in my way dies. Okay? So if you send me one saying, oh, this is a pure hard campaign, so you have to release all the captives, I'll be like, yeah, well, no, okay? If you send it to me, you've basically admitted you're about to die, so I'm going to pull you out. You've essentially hired Genghis Khan to save your empire, okay? And I can't think of a single instance in where Genghis Khan showed even a modicum of mercy. So you could even say it like Genghis Khan saves your campaign. Imagine that, Genghis Khan going throughout history being like, oh, could you please save my kingdom? Alright, but we're doing things my way. Oh, what's your way? Everybody dies. Oh, I don't know about that. Well, do you want to live or not? No, I would much rather die with honor. Well, that's exactly what you'll do then. Alright, so it's at, we've killed 58% of them, and that has brought it to even, almost even. So that's 2 out of 3 of their generals dead. Which is good. Oh, look at the blasting this area is getting. Good, 63%. How are we going over here? Funny thing as well, when you destroy the siege equipment in a sally-out battle, it doesn't destroy it on the campaign map. You have to actually win to destroy the siege equipment. I've tried it before. I went out, specifically like used artillery to like sally out and destroy their siege equipment. Because I wanted like, I needed to buy time. I can't remember when this was, if it was a Let's Play campaign or not. Probably it wasn't. And I destroyed all their siege equipment. I was like, ha! I put myself a turn. And I went back to the campaign map, having, you know, got a draw, and it was all still there. It's pretty good. This area's still getting blasted, right? Yep. Okay, that's 3 for 3. Oh, that's it's Tamerlane. Timur is dead. Still a few up. Are they rampaging? Oh, they are too. Ha, that's good. Yeah, can we get rid of these elephants here? Are they firing at us? Yeah, they're firing as well. What are they shooting at? Alright, they can't destroy this section of wall here, so I think they're trying to aim for them. Good, 71%. A lot of the guys out here, they're not going to come out so easily. Let's see here. If I come out here a little bit more, they might start moving around here again. There's a bit of movement, not a lot though. I gotta start wrapping things up though, because I got an appointment, like I said. This cannot be an hour-long episode, I gotta get this done quickly. Good, 3/4 of the enemy army is dead. See, this army up here though, I don't think it's taken very... well, relatively as much damage. It's obviously still gotten the shit kicked out of it. The thing is, if I want to bring my army out, I'm gonna need... why don't I start moving these guys off the walls, because we don't need them. They're not coming this way.
Appears to be running in our favor. From good tidings such as these, does victory spring forth.
Start getting these guys into position. I should probably make them walk, or else they'll be exhausted before they even get here. Yeah, it looks like the majority of their forces that remain are right here. And this is why I didn't want to use up the ammunition, because they don't actually fire very well from the walls. It's just like shooting elephants in a barrel. Alright, I want you to come back over here just for the time being, while these guys are getting set up. Try and move these guys a little bit more down here so that we can shoot them. Oh, that's not being activated anymore. Yeah, you go back up on the wall just for a moment. I can activate? Okay, good, we just woke them up. Oh, shit. Whoops. Whoops. My bad there. Come stand over here so this activates. It's good, yeah, we don't have a whole lot of cavalry in this army, so since cavalry is so strong, I mean, the Janissary heavy infantry are good. I'm not really a big fan of the Hashashim. A lot of horse arch, sorry, a lot of Ottoman infantry, which are one of my favourite units in this game because they're quite versatile. They're archers and they're decent in melee. Alright, 79%. Alright, return over here. Let's start actually coming out, and just basically this is the cleanup job. So yeah, they're starting to come around now. Alright, so what's left over here? Basically nothing. What's going on up this way?
Only half the enemy force remains. We must pray they lose their will to fight.
Well, it's good they're on the move. 82%, that's good. Alright then. Need to reorganize this a little bit. There we go. I'm not seeing any of these towers shooting, so let's just send him in there to charge. What is this? Yeah, it's just, oh hang on, there's some good units there. Still, he should be able to finish the job. Okay, put them on fire at will now. I think I'll just ignore those halberd militia. It doesn't make sense to charge them in when they're just standing still like that. I'm not going to use it to fire at them. Coming at us. Alright, start shooting at them, but you know, try not to shoot our own men, that would be good. Should be okay. Alright, the rest of the Ottoman infantry can start coming down now. So I don't want to use my towers anymore. Okay, I think I'm starting to get friendly fire, so don't do that. Oh fuck it. Actually do it. Probably kill more of their units than mine.
Praise to Allah! You have left our enemy lost. They run like children. Scour them from the field.
Whatever. Okay, so we got him. Okay, I think this is all that's left. This is why we didn't want to waste their ammo. So we can finish off the job here. And since all three generals are dead, this should end up in a complete wipeout for all three of their armies. I think this is their last one.
Praise to Allah. You have left our enemy lost. They run like children.
Just these guys. Oh, rocket launcher.
Them from the field.
And we've taken 11 captives. There we go.
All praise to Allah. This is a most.
So that's how you deal with this situation, if you're in it. That being said, I want to have a little bit of a look at the campaign and just sort of maybe assess it and see how it's going. Obviously, it's a bit slow going. He's doing fine. He's been it's just slow, I guess. Like, just been going at his own pace the entire campaign. That's fine. I mean, you still got to get 45 regions within 63 turns. You got to get a move on. You know. You're not even at half that, and this is apparently the highest number of settlements you've ever had. Also, Antioch is one of the settlements that they aim for. So both the Mongols and Timurids, when they spawn, depending on where they spawn, they have a target city to go to. So, for example, if they spawn here, they either target Antioch or Jerusalem, and they'll traverse along the way to get there. If they spawn out here, it's usually Kiev. So where they spawn, you get an idea of which way they're going to come as well. It's kind of weird to see the Mongols in Constantinople, though. Are you at war with them? Yeah. Financially, how are you doing? Yeah, you're doing well enough. But you got so many armies in each of your cities. Why? You know, why do you have so many armies? Like, you want to be defensive, I get it. But, like, you got to get a move on at some point. You're allied with Russia? Well, whatever. And what about Sicily? Sicily, neutral. Hang on, let's have a look. So, enemies with the Byzantines, Egypt, Mongols, Timurids. Right. well, you know, whatever floats your boat. But that's how you deal with that situation. Anyway, that's the end of this one. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this weird episode. I won't be doing any more like this. Unless you specifically ask for more like this. We'll see how we go. Anyway, like and subscribe, and see you next time, fuckers.